I invoke our mothers, our grandmothers, and our female ancestry. I invoke the caretakers, teachers, mentors, and warrior women, past, present, and future. I invoke the women and femmes of history, those who suffered, those who died, those who lived, those who fought, and those who resisted. I invoke the femmes of all genders, bloods, ages, lineages, generations of witches and fighters who infuse the universe with love, rage, and magic. I invoke my great-great-grandmother and all those women who came on a ship from the continent to the island, hands tied, bodies battered, minds resilient. I invoke the women who never made it to the shores, those warriors who had to die, their black flesh an offering to the creatures of the sea, their blood a sacrifice that continuously flows in our oceans, our seas, our rivers, our water bodies. But her body, her brown, exhausted body speaks of her childhood. I see in her old eyes the dirty gullies of portries, grey, dusty, and stifling under the burning sun. I see in the drooping ridges under her cheeks the cold embrace of banyan trees when the summer heat became too heavy to bear. I see in the shakiness of her lips melted tar gluing itself to her 8-year-old feet. In the streets of the capital, poverty was a sticky business. Melted blackness stained itself to the soft skin of childhood. I see in my mother's shiny forehead, in those beads of sweat that placed themselves evenly on her skin, a child pushing a putu cart. Gato putu. That cake that her godmother made diligently with freshly crushed coconut and ground rice, and that she'd push in a cart every single day of her life, all the way to Cité Sainte-Croix. When I look deep into the battered trenches under my mother's eyes, I see copper coins shifting hands, churchgoers, beggars, children, sex workers, faithful and unfaithful, sweet round coconut brown rice cake, unwrapped from the humidity of newspapers, dipped into hot black tea. An everyday ritual of my mother's childhood in Cité Sainte-Croix. When I tell my mother that I am trans, her withered hands shake like dried twigs forgotten by history. But her silence does not span the 3 decades of my life. She smiles with compassion, speaking her golden heart, soft, warm, and welcoming, a resilient glow. She actually tells me, "It's okay, Kama. People like you have always existed." Her heart beats ghost images, fragmented narratives frame her haunted soul. She tells me that we come from a history and a culture where women men and men women have always existed. She tells me that those people are present in all of our myths and our religions, in our everyday life, and therefore as long as she can remember, Viezimun, the elders, always spoke of the women men and the men women.